Hello, darlings. I am Cassandra. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming. For those of you who are new to my channel, child, let me introduce you to the Jungle Beauty Goddesses. The life-size fabric sculpture dolls you see sitting behind me, I created these dolls myself, and as I was sewing them, they would not stop talking to me. And this led to my Jungle Beauty Goddess book series, which led to my Jungle Beauty Goddess Oracle deck that I am going to use today to give you 7 ways you give away your power and just what to do about that. So first I pulled 3 cards. I meditated on these 3 cards, and this is my intuition in terms of the 7 ways you give away your power. The first card I have for you is from Jungle Beauty Goddess Katara. And Jungle Beauty Goddess Katara's message is, focus here, don't take your physical experience for granted. The next card I have for you is from Demeter, who represents divine masculine. He is the father of the Jungle Beauty Goddesses. And his message is, why are you giving your power away? The last card I have is again from Demeter, our divine masculine. We're talking about our power center, y'all. It's from Demeter, and his message is, you are all powerful. So as you can see, this message was extremely clear, right? So the first way that you give away your power, or we give away our power, is when we let other people define us. Like, this is a really big one. People like to tell you who you are. If you are, let's say, biracial, people want you to pick a side. If you are, people will say, well, if you do A, B, C, D, and E, that makes you a witch. And you might think, I'm not a witch. So a lot of times people will give you a label, they'll give you a title. They would try to put you in a box and tell you who you are, but this disempowers you, and it takes away from your life experiences. So don't take your physical experience for granted. You know, we're all unique, and just because you may like, working with chakras, or if you like, working with gemstones, it doesn't mean that you are a new age person. Or if you are a Christian, it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy the healing effects of herbs. All I'm saying is, don't let people put you in a box. Don't let people tell you who you are. Don't let people define you. Only you should define yourself. And I know sometimes it's kind of uncomfortable because we love for people to check boxes. When you go to fill out the census, when you go to fill out an application, there's always a box. Like, what box do you fit in? Just be careful about that. Make sure that you are defining who you are for yourself. You make sure that you leave those boxes unchecked and that you have a clear idea in your heart about who you are. Don't let people define you under any circumstances. I don't care what it is. The second way that we give away our power, or that you give away your power, is when we let other people make decisions on our behalf. Like, there are a lot of times people say, well, I don't vote because I don't really understand what's going on. And then when something happens, or the world is not going in the direction that they had envisioned, but you didn't bother to execute your power. When you don't participate in the little things that you can do on a daily basis to change your life, whether it's, I don't want to say just voting, but sitting on the council or the school board. There are so many opportunities for you to take on a leadership role, whether it's on your school campus or in your community. But to not participate in the decision-making process of your job, your community, your country, you are letting other people make decisions on your behalf, and this disempowers you. Does this make sense? So if you are not comfortable with the way life is, then you should be the person who runs for office or runs for president or runs for city council, or you create a board to work on some of the issues you may be experiencing maybe in your apartment, maybe in your neighborhood. You understand what I'm saying? You are a very, very, very powerful being, and there is absolutely nothing you can't do. And we have this card that says you are all powerful. We all are very powerful beings, but on a daily basis, we allow other people to make decisions for us, and then we complain about it. The third thing you do to give away your power is you don't perceive yourself as being a powerful being. You see yourself as being weak. Or I hear people say this all the time. I can't do that. I'm just a person. I'm just a citizen. I'm just a student. No, honey, you are a divine being, clothed, cloaked in flesh. Okay? You are a part of all that is. And sometimes I think your perception of yourself and not knowing who you are, that will prevent you from stepping into your power. Now, I know this may make some people feel uncomfortable, but you are a divine expression of God. You are a divine expression. You are a soul having an earthly experience. All right. So you have the power to create your dreams, to bring about change in this world. But first you must recognize this power. You must perceive yourself as being powerful. And that perception of understanding who you are and how powerful you are, and that is going to be the first step that's going to lead you to bring about the changes as you see fit. The fourth thing that people do, that we do to give our power away is, oh my God, we compromise our values to fit in. I don't know. When I was younger, I did this a lot because I wanted to, you want the job, you want your boss to like you, you want the boys to like you, darling. You want society to like you. So you compromise your values to fit in, and then you look back and you say, I can't believe I was with that loser. Right? I can't believe that I did A, B, C, D, and E. I can't believe that I let this person borrow money from me and never pay me back. I can't believe. If you think back on your life, you may be at this point now. You don't understand that you were the common denominator in every situation, and it was you, and you could have made different decisions, and therefore your life could have been different. So the first thing to do is to come to peace with who you are and what you truly believe, your sense of morality. Like, for example, I'm a person, I believe that everyone is powerful. And if you think people are powerful, I tell people all the time, my number one credo is, I'm not a babysitter. I am not a warden. Okay. I'm not a judge. I am not here to tell you how to conduct yourself, because you know how to conduct yourself. And the truth is, you know what's right and wrong. And I feel like when you talk to people and you are talking to their higher self, when you are talking to the God inside of them, their divinity, that is who steps up to the plate. You know what I'm saying? So if you treat people like babies, or like they need to be watched and they need to have their hand held, and they need your judgment, you're going to get exactly what you're going to get from them, the way you are treating them. So the first thing to me is know your value system. My value system is one of freedom. My value system is, I believe that people have a right to be who they are, as long as who they are does not affect other people from being who they are. I'm a free spirit at heart. I don't like oppression of any sort. I don't like anything that causes another person to not have an opportunity to reach his or her full potential. So these are things that I hold dear to my heart. And I've come to a point in my life where even if other people don't agree with me, I'm okay with that. We can disagree and still be okay. But getting comfortable within my own skin and my own value system is so important, because when I look back in the past, there have been so many times that I wish I had had the courage to speak up, but I gave my power away because I wanted to fit in. So know who you are, know what you believe in. These are your deal breakers. If you want a kid and that person does not want a kid, that's not a good fit. That's not a good relationship. You in a relationship with a person who doesn't want to give it a label. They don't want to be in a commitment, but yet you just deal with it because you think that at some point down the line, they're going to see things your way. You compromise your values just so you can fit in, just so you can be a part of their life. And then you find 5 years later, you still don't have your kids. You still aren't married. You understand what I'm saying? Every time you sacrifice your values, you give your power away. So that is something that you really want to steer clear from. The fifth thing you do to give away your power: if I had a penny for every time that I ignored my intuition, I would be a billionaire. Yep, that is this is the fifth way you give your power away. You have an inner GPS from your higher self. But the thing about your higher self is that it whispers. It's very quiet. It's not forceful. It's not going to say, hey. Sometimes it gets loud, but when it gets loud, it's usually with some adverse or some terrible action that you're thinking like, wow, how did I end up like this? Because you ignored your intuition. When your intuition says, stay away from this person, don't sign that contract, maybe this is not a good fit for you. Oh, Jesus. Listen, that quiet voice, that quiet little voice, when you ignore your intuition, I feel like you give away the greatest power that you have. And the thing about it is that a lot of times people will tell you that their decision is better because I have XYZ many years of experience. I've done this, and that, and this is what worked for me. And you'll start thinking like, yeah, what do I know? Right? What do I know? And then you give your power away, which goes back to letting someone make a decision. You ignore your intuition, darling, and you pay a price like never before. So always listen to your intuition, because what has worked for other people may not necessarily work for you. The sixth thing you do to give your power away is when we blame others for our life choices, when we don't take accountability. There are so many people who say, well, I did this because, my teacher told me to, or my mentor, or my mother, my father, my coach. Listen, don't blame other people for the choices that you have made in your life. Take full accountability and responsibility for your choices, because every time you blame somebody for your behavior, your the outcomes, or your unhappiness, listen, you are giving your power away, because you're saying, look, I let you lead my life, my divine energy, my power. I have given this beingness over to you, and you screwed it over. No, never. Okay, I just want to give you a quick example of, when we blame others. Well, I don't know if this is a good example, but it kind of ties a lot of them together. I was having some medical problems. I didn't agree with my doctor, and the doctor tried to, tell me that, hey, you've had children before. I don't understand why you would be afraid of this. You should do this. My intuition kept saying, don't do it. I ended up not doing it, and the problem was corrected, but it was close. I actually went there to do it, and as I was sitting there, I said, my spirit is telling me this is wrong. So I'm just saying, I would have blamed the doctor and said, well, the doctor told me to do something, but my intuition said no. So your intuition is very important. And then even if you choose to follow someone else's path or someone's advice, remember you are making that choice. They are not dragging you, binding you. Remember, you're still in control. That's the most important thing I want you to know. Never blame other people, because the power to change your life belongs with you. The seventh thing we do to give our power away is when we are people pleasers. And people pleasers is a little bit different sometimes than somebody who sacrifices your values. Somebody call you, they want you to babysit, and you want to be the favorite. So you take all the extra shifts, you loan money, you do things that other people want you to do, because the truth is you're getting something out of it. So, and then sometimes when you look back, you say, gee, how did I get myself into this mess? Why did I agree to do this? So being a people pleaser is probably one of the biggest ways to give away your power. But the thing about being a people pleaser is, I think sometimes we think that if I give A, B, C, D, and E, then it's like putting good karma in the karma bank, right? And so when I need something, they are going to give me what I need. But what life has taught me is that it really doesn't work like that. I know this is sounding crazy, because if you have done a lot of favors, you will see that when you need a favor, none of those people are going to be there to return a favor to you or give back to you, because you didn't give with no strings attached. So if you're doing all these things and you really want to say for example, you need to study and somebody wants you to babysit their kids, you have to say no. Somebody wants you to work an extra shift, but you really had other plans. You have to say no. The only time you should do something is when it's coming from a pure place, because when you give your power away to please them, that time and energy is time and energy that you would never get back. Where yes, you could have used that for yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So always give from a full cup. Always give with with pure intentions, with no expectations of anything in return. Not because you want to make them happy. You do it because you have it to give, and it doesn't bother you, and it doesn't affect you in any way. Generally speaking, the best way to retain your power, child, is to connect with your rebellious warrior inside of you. The John Brown, you'll find out who he is. He was the white guy who fought against slavery that never is looked upon as a hero. Your Harriet Tubman, darling. We all have a rebellious warrior inside of us who is going to do what's right, who's going to do what's fair for not only other people, but for ourselves. To some degree, this is what I want you to do to connect with your power center, which is your third chakra. I want you to create a hero, okay? And this hero, you're going to give this being all of your value system, what you believe in. I want you to think about situations where you have given your power away and you have regretted it. But I want you to go back in time, and with this new character, I want you to tell this person exactly what you wish you had said to them. And I want you to do this for as many situations as you can. And I want you to come up with a name for this character. So sometimes, I think people say things like, you don't want me to bring out Sharkeisha. You don't want me. Now, this rebellious spirit or warrior inside of you, This person does not have to be ghetto or anything like that, like the term ghetto, which I think is a beautiful word, by the way. But you want this person to be fierce, to be honest, and to represent that you who is always going to look out for your higher self and for the higher self of others, looking for the best outcome. This is going to be a fun exercise. And also, when you are making decisions in the future, you're going to have some type of gauge to see if you are standing in your power. Is this what my power warrior would say? So I hope these 7 reasons of 7 ways that we give our power away, I hope this reading helps someone. Thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to seeing you, darling, in the next video.